relentless research, movement is returning, sensation is returning, hope is returning. These advancements are redefining what recovery can look like. The Kevin Babington Foundation exists to turn possibility into access. Our mission is to provide funding and support to show jumping athletes who have suffered spinal injuries. While research fuels the future, our focus is ensuring the athletes we support can reach the most advanced rehabilitation and recovery programs available today. In 2025, the Kevin Babington Foundation's message reached more than 2.5 million people. That reach means awareness. Awareness leads to opportunity, and opportunity changes lives. Because recovery doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when science, access, and community come together. This is how we support athletes. This is how we move forward. This is the Kevin Babington Foundation.
Well, showtime, everyone, is now just about 1:45. We're at 1:45. The Adequan 4-star WEF Challenge class kicks off in 15 minutes. $62,500 prize money at stake here. We are scheduled for 50 in the class, with the top 12 to come back after the first round. 15-minute call for the start, please.
Giving back has been something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Doesn't matter where you come from all over the world, we are all people. We need to do something together.
I think if you've helped one person, you've made an impact.
This younger generation is what inspires me.
I think an extraordinary life to me would be to take chances, to take risks.
When I look at a painting and my heart starts beating, that's impact. Or a piece of jewelry, definitely.
NetJets is more. And with NetJets, you get more. More exceptional service. Heightened safety standards. And anytime access to where you're needed most. Do more and miss less with NetJets.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
A 10-minute call, 10 minutes. First on course in the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. First round time allowed 76 seconds. First round time allowed is 76 seconds for the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup, just under 10 minutes away from our first on course. 2 o'clock for the top of the order, 50 to show. Round 1, top 12 to come back for round number 2.
SCAD, students have the opportunity to design their own creative careers.
There's no better place to come if you want to incorporate horses with your education. I can come out to the barn and ride every day.
The better rider I am, the more I'm going to know my subject, and it's a huge part of what fuels my passion when I'm painting them.
It's really nice to be able to see those students continuing on with what they're passionate about and being so successful.
In a world where power shifts rapidly,
just under 10 minutes, everyone. Just under 10 to go.
Strict global diplomacy, led by Robert Strick, steps in when crises erupt, markets shift, and negotiations stall. With expertise in high-stakes mediation and global diplomacy, we give global leaders the decisive edge. In uncertain times, the world's most influential turn to us. With precision access and unwavering strategy, we solve conflicts, strengthen businesses, and secure the future. Strict global diplomacy, moving the world forward.
Today's world is not the world our children will inherit, for it is changing faster than ever before. We help students prepare for a future that is indefinable. Because we believe an education must go beyond books, bricks, and mortar, we're creating the best schools in the world, so our students graduate world-wise.
Welcome to the Winter Equestrian Festival. Every year, Wellington Regional Medical Center proudly celebrates the return of the equestrian season to our community. We're honored to once again be the official emergency medical center of the 2025-2026 Winter Equestrian Festival. For more than 40 years, Wellington Regional Medical Center has delivered exceptional care to Palm Beach County residents. Guided by our high reliability journey, we put safety first in everything we do. Excellence
5-minute
isn't
call
just
for the
our
top
goal.
of the order.
It's how
5
we treat our
minutes for
patients
first on
and
course.
each other every day. Through advanced technology, expanded services, and compassionate care, we remain committed to providing care you can count on. We're looking forward to another great season.
It's a lot to take care of something as cool as a horse. So 3-day eventing is like a triathlon for horses. I'm counting the rhythm of the horse. If I move my seat in a certain way, they know the signals. We do ask a lot of them physically. I love to stand my horses in ice water. It makes all the blood move while taking inflammation out.
Today's WEF Challenge Cup sponsored by Adequan, American Regent Animal Health, maker of Adequan. Is proud to sponsor today's event. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Two-round format, top 12 from the first round, returning for the second round. A little later on this afternoon, we'll see 50 in the first round of competition. That first round track, 13 number defenses, 16 jumping efforts, and a time allowed of 76 seconds. First of our 50 riders on the afternoon, Mexico's Alejandro Leonardo Winkler, and the rider aboard his own flagship, the Hus, an 11-year-old French-bred mare by Cornado Belinsky. Our first of 50. Zero for jumping, just over the time allowed at 76-17. A score of a 1 for Mexico's Alejandro Leonardo Winkler and his own flagship, the Hus.
Next to go, representing Egypt, this is Nail Nassar and Orphea. It's a mare owned by Evergate Stables. Nail currently number 2 on the Hermes show jumping leaderboard. Second to go here in the class. Orphea, 15:56. So just the one down there, 4 jumping faults. The reference time there at 72.3. So a total of 4.
Blythe Caroli up next with Kingston at top 10 combination from the 4-star Grand Prix last week. And the U.S. rider showing for BK Equestrian, partnered with the 11-year-old Dutch-bred stallion by Extas. A total of 9 knockdowns at 7A and 13. 1 on the clock at 76-12 for Black Caroli and BK Equestrians Kingston.
Here we have 32.96. First for Canada, Amy Miller, riding for Elan Furter and El Pathy Equestrian. Amy's on Gaité Del, Saint-Français Mare, from the Vagabond de la Pomme line. Gaité Del, 32.96. And very nicely done. A clear round for Canadian Amy Miller. 72.5 is your reference time now for the leader. 72.5, first clear in both sections there.
With a ride for Mia Morano, this is the USA's Michael Walton and the 13-year-old gelding Blues RW by Untouched, our 5th to show. Zero jumping, 2 on the clock for Michael Walton at 77.13 with the Mia Morano entry Blues RW.
Entering now is Jordan Coyle for Ireland. Jordan with Chacolino. It's gelding owned by Elon Farm. 3031. This pair was second in the Nations Cup 4-star last month. Clear time 71.75, so that puts Jordan now into the lead with no faults there, 71.75.
All right, let's Derek Kinney are next to go, number 32 in the world standings and a winning rider from the Week 7 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Derek today aboard is 0K, the 12-year-old Danish-bred mare by Kanan, owned by Oakland Training and Sales. Catching the front rails at 6 and 12B. It's a score of 8 for Derek Kinney and 0K on a time of 71.96.
Next for the United States, here is Georgina Bloomberg on the stallion Tular Coleman. It's number 515, owned by Gotham Enterprises. Georgina Bloomberg. It's fair fourth in the two-star just a couple of weeks ago in the two-star qualifier. So 16 jumping faults there for Talara Coleman and Georgina, total of 16.
USA Sloan Coles are next to go with Ninja W and Merhuva. Owned by the Ninja Group, the Plains, Virginia. This combination with top 5 finishes in our Adequan WEF Challenge Series this year at the Winter Equestrian Festival. Sloan Coles and Ninja, 9th to show. Just the 4 faults, the knockdown at the Lugano Oxer at number 6 is 75.59, the time for Sloan Coles and Ninja.
Next in for Great Britain, here's Ben Mayer and Ginger Blue. Dutch mare owned by Jane Forbes Clark and ridden by Ben. 65.01. Been the Nations Cup winner in Barcelona a year ago for Great Britain. So just the one down there for Ben and Ginger Blue. 4 jumping faults, no time faults in 72.5.
This is Marilyn Little, our next to go. Marilyn, part of that Winner U.S. Nations Cup team here during week 8, and today riding for Game Day LLC, piloting the 11-year-old Holsteiner mare Heidi von Imhoff, the USA Marilyn Little. Clear out number 3 coming in from Marilyn Little with Heidi von Imhoff, the time 74.16. That moves into 3rd in the standings. Jordan Coyle, the fastest of our clears, leading so far in round 1 with Chacolino, Amy Miller, and Gayate de L in 2nd.
Here we have Spencer Smith riding for Don Stewart and Ashland Farm. Spencer on HHS Seattle. It's an Irish gelding from the Pacino line. 3-4-5-3. This pair 6th in the qualifier Wednesday. So 8 jumping, time there at 74.87 for a total of 8.
And Brazil's Gabriel dos Santos Machado to go next, showing for the Baywinds Equestrian for the 12-year-old Irish-bred gelding Legoland Sandro by Sandro's Boy. Four knockdowns, 16 the score for Gabriel dos Santos Machado and Legoland Sandro.
Trotting on in now. Here's Kelso, Luis, Camargo, Ariana for Brazil. JP is Van TNLZ. Lancashire Gelding, owned by San Marino Stables and the Maya Group properties. JP Van TNLZ, Kelso for Brazil. So 5 down, 20 jumping faults there for 74.4 on the clock. That was good, but 20 jumping faults for Kelso, JP Van TLZ.
U.S. rider from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Alexandra Worthington for Turn a Blind Eye LLC with Deloa Salir. U.S. rider and the 13-year-old French-bred gelding with the top placings in the Adequan WEF Challenge Series at weeks 2 and 4. Alexandra Worthington, Deloa Salir, 15th to show. Clear it is, 73-79, and our fourth to go clear moves into third in the standings for Alexandra Worthington. Heads up at the gate, Gus.
All right, looks like both the horse and rider okay. They just give a little bit of spook there at the end by the palm tree. Top came out of the tackle. Looks like she's okay. Next to ride is Olivia Sweetnam for the United States, riding for Sweet Oak Farm and Monica Preston. Olivia aboard the Gelding Epic, number 17. Good season going for this pair. They were winners at Ocala just a couple of weeks ago, and they were also second here in the opener week in the WEF Challenge back in January. So 2 down, 8 jumping faults. The time was okay at 70.3, giving Olivia Epic a total now of 8.
Caitlin Campbell are next to go. They're on from Mirasol Equestrian, based in Dallas, Texas. What COSM has said, the 12-year-old gelding by Christian, 25. Just the final fence down, score the 4 at number 13 for Caitlin Campbell, going into 9th in the standings, what COSM has said.
.738, all set to go now. This is Michael Hughes, running the gelding Don Perignon, owned by Carolina Ursu. Garcia Obregon. Don Perignon, 738. So we had 12 jumping faults. The time was 74.06, total of 12.
Center is here next to go with Exquise du Pachi. Top 5 in the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup during week 6. And the U.S. riders showing up for the Exquisite group with a 16-year-old Belgian sport horse mare by Vagabond de la Pomme. Knockdowns at 5 and at 13 to finish on 8 for Zainer Rizvi and Excuse du Pachi. Time 73:28 with the 8 faults.
Here we have Carl Cook and Candy riding for Helen Signe Osby, Swedish mare. It's had a couple of great finishes, a first and a second so far over the last month. It's number 273. So Carl with 2 down, 8 jumping faults. The time was okay at 71.9. So a total of 8 faults for Candy.
Next on course, winning rider from the 5-star Week 5 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. This is the USA's Mimi Gotchman for Gotchman Sport Horse with the Lumiere BH. Ten-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Acrobat Hero Z for the rider ranked number 5 in the world's U25 rankings. Mimi Gotchman, Lumiere BH. Goes the 4 faults, the knockdown coming at B of the Bainbridge combination for Mimi Gotchman. That's the 4 at 7B. The time 73:37 goes into 9th at this point.
And we're all set now for Jessica Springsteen, riding for Stonehill Farm. Jessica on the Zangerscheid gelding came into Poteau Z, number 58. U.S. Olympian Jessica Springsteen. And nicely done there for Jessica Springsteen in a time of 73.13, and that will put her into third place of those who have gone clear.
Yeah, Favre fault-free now, scores of 4 and better in our top 12 with Jordan Coyle, the fastest of those clears, leading at 71.75. Sloan Cole's currently in that 12th and final spot on the 4 fault to 75.59 with a Ninja. Three-time Olympic rider Tiffany Foster are next to go, and the Canadian aboard a 12-year-old Belgian-bred gelding, Battle Cry, owned by the Artisan Farms, are first of 3 before the Midway break in round 1. Pair of knockdowns down that final stretch at 12-8 and 13 for Canada's Tiffany Foster, with a Battle Cry to finish on a total of 8, the time 73.67.
Here we have Riley Heiler. Riley Heiler, Lennox VD Bishop, owned by Kurt Heiler and Suzanne Hansen. Lennox VD Bishop, Belgian gelding from the very famous show jumping stallion, Badubé du Roy line. Lennox to beat Bishop, 32.26. So very well ridden there by Riley Heiler. They move into second place now, 72.22 on the callback list at the moment, as we're getting close to the halfway mark of the class. Second, 72.2.
That places Caitlin Campbell on the bubble with COSM has said on the 4 fault to 73.83. Jordan Coyle still leads with Chacolino clear at 71.75. Jordanian Ibrahim Barazi will take us to the drag break. The ride for Kristen Hotloway of Washington, D.C. with the 12-year-old Dutch-bred stallion Joey de Vigo RT. Score 12 for Ibrahim Brazi and Joy de Vigo RT. On a time of 74:33 for the Jordanian. Takes us to the drag break of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup and a two-round format, top 12 coming back for round number 2 a little later on this afternoon. Jordan Coyle leads it going into the break with Shaco Lino, the fastest of our 6 clears at 71.75. Riley Heiler and Lennox into second. Amy Miller and Gayate DeL in third. We've had 6 clear, 2 on-time faults, and our 4 faulters rounding out the top 12 currently with Caitlin Campbell on the bubble headed into the break. We'll take a timeout here, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, another 25 to go for the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup for Week 11.
So as Jason just mentioned, we are currently at the halfway mark of the class with 6 clears of the 62,500 Adequan WEF Challenge being brought to you by Adequan, the American Region Animal Health Organization, maker of Adequan, proud sponsors of the events here in Week 11 and throughout the season. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Visit adequan.com. Our Week 11 being brought to you by WeatherTech. Whether you're hauling to the barn or heading to your next show, nothing protects your vehicle, inside or out, like premium WeatherTech products. They offer high-quality, American-made automotive solutions that protect like no other. WeatherTech. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are now moving on to the second half of the Adequan CSI 4-Star WEF Challenge. $62,500 prize money in the afternoon session here. We begin the second half of the class. Brian Cornane at Arctic JTZ, Zangerscheid Gelding, owned by Glenby Farm, ridden by Brian Cornane. 4286. We've seen 6 clears so far. So 4 faults there for the 1 down. The time was at 72.07. All good there. 4 faults for Brian and Arctic JTZ.
Chloe Reed are next to go with the Team Reed's crossover for a top 10 tandem for the 4-Star Grand Prix at Live Oak last week. The U.S. rider piloting the 13-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Cascadello. Clear out for Chloe Reed and a crossover, and the second fastest of our 7 clears going into second in the standings for the U.S. rider. Jordan Coyle still with the fastest clear time, leading the way at 71.75. Chloe Reed into second, Riley Heiler in third, and it's Great Britain's Ben Mayer now, and that 12th and final qualifying spot on the 4 faults at 72.59 with Ginger Blue.
61.21. Here's Brian Mogra, MTM's Viva le Rêve, Westphalian gelding, owned by Major Wagner Group. Brian Mogra 61-21. So for jumping, time was 75.7. Viva La Rêve finishing with 4.
Tanzania for U.S. rider Elise Oken Crooks with Oraline van Prinsenveld. This combination finished in the top 5 of last week's Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Oraline, a 12-year-old Belgian-bred mare by Thunder Vendezutu, owned by the High Hopes Farm, Charlotte, North Carolina, for the USA's Elise Oken Crooks. Score of 8 with the knockdowns at 9 and at 13 for Elise Oken Crooks and Oraline van Prinsenveld.
$63.38. Here's Hallie Grimes with the stallion John Snow, owned by the Can We Keep It partnership. Hallie Grimes, John Snow. 4 jumping faults, 2 seconds over, so 2 time faults as well, total of 6.
Mexico's Tanimara Macari to join us on course next. Tanimara aboard her own entry, a 10-year-old Holsteiner Gelding Dax 68, the first of our 20 left for round 1. Home on 12 with the 3 knockdowns for Mexico's Tanimara Macari and her own Dax 68.
Mark Blumen next to go. Mark riding Flying McQueen, Oldenburg Stallion, owned by Norman Cello. Mark for Columbia, 27-28. So 20 jumping, no time faults, but 20 over the fences.
Ireland's Jordan Coyle still leads with our fastest clear time at 71.75. Chloe Reed in second with crossover for Riley Heiler in third. And it's still Great Britain's Ben Mayer holding on to that 12th spot with Ginger Blue on the 4 faults at 72.59. Right over Ireland to join us on course next. This is Paul O'Shea for Equestrian Farms and the Emerald Partners with the Belgian-bred gelding Emerald van Voorhoff. Polish retiring with Emerald van der Voorhof.
(82.32), Catherine Hufstadler, Olympic quality. Belgian gelding, underridden by Catherine, 82.32. So unfortunately, one down at the very end there at fence 13 for 4 jumping faults. Time at 75.19.
That'll take us to our 35th in the order. Next, we'll watch the round for Michaela Langmeier and the 11-year-old Belgian bred mare Pepita van der Rollebeek by Otangelo by the Rafferty Farm. Clear round is 73.31. It's our 8th combination to go clear, and that'll place Michaela Langmeier in 6th in our top 12 standings currently. Placing Egypt's Nile Nassar on the bubble with Orphea HQ. 8 are cleared, 2 on-time faults, and our 2 fastest 4s rounding out the top 12 at this point.
Here's Daniel Blumen, and Daniel will be riding on Malina, Dutch mare. 51.80 for Israel. So clear there, 74.35. Moving into 9th place is Daniel Blumen with that clear.
USA's Bliss here is now with Ferrinho de Mec, owned by the Bridgeside Farms in Las Vegas. "11-year-old French Red Stallion for the U.S. rider, the first of our 14 remaining. 9 clear, 2 on-time faults, and our fastest 4. Closing out that 12th spot, that's Captain Brian Cornine with Arctic JTZ, currently on the bubble. Clear round at 74.19, and it goes into 9th. For Bliss here is Ferrinho de Mec. This combination jump to clear. And our Adequan WEF Challenge Cup back during week 7. Now making their way into our top 12 here with another 13 to go for round 1.
Next up is Alex Matz with Junior Cannon Dutch Gelding, owned by Dorothy Matz. Alex and Junior Cannon, 2 6th-place finishes a month ago in the 3-star Grand Prix and the WEF Challenge back in February. So 4 jumping, and the time on the clock is 71.3 for a total of 4.
Hey, Canadian Chris Prater next to go with the Lollipop on by Take the High Road LLC. This combination is finished in the top 5 in our Adequan WEF Challenge Cups throughout the season. The Canadian aboard the 10-year-old Dutch Red Gelding by Cape Coral, RBFC. Faults coming at 4 fences. It's a total of 16 for Canadian Chris Pratt with the Take the High Road to Lollipop.
Next to ride for Spain, Juan Manuel Gallego for the Pablo Meja Equestrian Group on the Dutch gelding Lloyd. 5208. So 8th with a time of 75.38, total of 8.
That'll take us to Canada's Aaron Ballard and Ben. The Olympian showing an entry owned by Elon Ferder, a 12-year-old French-bred gelding by Ernest, Aaron Ballard, and Ben, the first of our 10 remaining. Round 1, Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. .72.44 with a knockdown at 12B to finish on 4 for Canada's Aaron Ballard and Elon Ferder's Ben.
Gavin Mullen for Canada will be next, riding for the Imperial Equine ownership on the Westphalian mare Butterfly, 61.02. This combination 3rd Wednesday in the qualifier. Now for Canada, Gavin Mullen. So we had 12 jumping, 3 additional time for a total of 15.
Takes us to Belgium's Peter de Brabander and first choice HT. The ride for Martin Huggins with the 15-year-old Danish-bred gelding. Favorite ASK Peter de Brabander, first choice, first of 8. Our top 12 are currently comprised of 10 riders that are clear and 2 on-time faults. Five knockdowns, 20 the score for Peter de Brabander and first choice HT.
On course now, U.S. rider second in the world rankings now, Ken Farrington. Descartes, gelding owned and ridden by Kent, 657. Eight jumping, 1 additional time for a total of 9 there for Descartes and Ken Farrington. Total of 9.
Belgium's Abdel Said up next with Max. Rider number 21 in the world's standings, border 9-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Grand Dorado TN, owned by AS Trading BV, the first of our 6 remaining. 10 clear so far, 2 on-time faults, closing out the top 12. .74.40 the time with the 4 faults at 12A for Abdel Saeed and Max.
So we're down to the final 5 of the afternoon before we switch over there and have the top 12 back for round 2. First of those 5 now, Wilton Porter for Sleepy P Ranch. Riding the Dutch gelding Kentucky N. So 8 jumping faults. The time was good at 74.12 for a total of 8.
Adrian Sterling up next for the Starlight Farms 1 in Greenwich with the Dutch bred gelding Fakital S by Verdi TN. First of our 4 remaining for round 1 of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. That's a clear round for Adrian Sternlicht to Faquital S at 74.41. 11 clear, and Alejandro Leonardo with that 12th and final qualifying spot on a single time fault with Flagship de Hus with 3 remaining, round 1.
Here's Peter Lutz, first of those 3. Peter aboard Catriona, the Dutch mare, owned by Lustas Stuteri. Peter Lutz, the U.S., 4047. 3 more to go. Eight jumping. Time on the clock, 73.53 for a total of 8.
This is Mexico's Alberto Michon with his own joint de cannabis Vendedor Hoover. 12-year-old Dutch bred gelding by Cannabis Z. First of 2 left for round 1. Score of 8 with the 2 knockdowns for Alberto Michon and joint de cannabis Vendedor Hoover.
And last to go, 35.90. Philippe Amaral for Brazil with his own Kirby van Reitershoff. 35.90. 4 jumping, time was good, 73.3 for a total of 4 to complete the class.
That's our final for round 1, and we close out round 1 with 11 clear and a single combination on a time fault to complete our top 12 to return for round number 2. 2 of those riders already opting out of the second round of competition, Jordan Coyle and Alexandra Worthington. So it'll be Alejandro Leonardo Winkler as the first of our 10 to return, followed by Adrian Sternlich with Fakital S. Daniel Blumen third on our callback list with Molina, followed up by Blissiers batting cleanup with Ferrinho de Mek. Marilyn Little going fifth with Heidi von Imhoff. Then we'll see Michaela Langmeyer with Pepita van der Rolle Beek, Jessica Springsteen with Cayman de Potosi, Amy Miller with Gayate de El, Riley Heiler with Lennox van de Bishop, and Chloe Reed will be our 10th rider in round number 2 with crossover 4.
So just about ready to go, about 5 minutes out for the jump off now with the second round here in this Adequan WEF Challenge. 62,500 prize money in the class being brought to you by Adequan. And we're, of course, part of the 11th week of WEF for 2026 being brought to you this week by WeatherTech. Jump off course will be set. They will start at fence number 15, right in front of the judges' stand here. Then they'll go over in front of the main pavilion, where they will jump 16. They'll go roll back to 17, the natural, with the spires. Then they will go over to the double on the far side, there by the Central Park tent, doing 12 AB, the immediate left-hand turn, new fence there at 18. And then they will go down to the far end. They will jump fence number 6, right-hand turn to 6, a left-hand turn to 9, and then they will go to 10 AB, the double diagonally across the arena, 10A, excuse me, then to 11, which is by the Liverpool, the big water fence here, and then on home from there. So the Brainwater will be the last by the big Liverpool. So we're back, everyone, here at the first of 10 to the jump off now. Remember, the scores carry over from the first phase. So Alejandro comes into the ring with 1 penalty point from the first round with Flagship to Hugh. This is number 6476. And your time will be 60 seconds. All right, let's put our hands together. Congratulate our first to go inside 58.48. So clear in the jump off. And they'll have just the one penalty from the first round.
Adrian Sternlicht, our next up for the second round, the U.S. rider for the Starlight Farms one in Greenwich with Faquito Les. Second round clear as well. Today, it's a double clear for Adrian Sternlicht with Faquito S at 53.13. Target time for round number 2.
Daniel Blumen next with Melina for Israel. Clear in the first phase. First round, I should say. Time to beat now 53.13. All right, clear time, 52.2. He will now take the lead after 3.
Next challenger for round number 2, Bliss Hears with the Bridgeside Farms Ferrinho de Mec. Time to beat 52.20, just coming in from Daniel Blumen with Melina. 57.09 clear. Goes into third place for Bliss Hears and Ferrigno de Mec. Daniel Blumen leads with the fastest of our second round times at 52.2. Adrian Sternlicht in second. Bliss Hears into third.
.6055. Here is Pan Am gold medalist Marilyn Little now. Heidi von Imhoff riding for the Game Day partnership. Holsteiner mare. Heidi von Imhoff. Just over the last there, 54.74. And that will put her now into third.
We've seen 5 of the 10 back for round number 2. Daniel Blumen still leads. Adrian Sternlicht in a second. Michaela Langmeyer up next with the Rafferty Farms Pepita van der Rollebeek. .52.20, time to beat. Best time by about 2.5 seconds there from Michaela Langmeyer, but the knockdown at 12A in round 2 to finish on the 4 faults with the Rafferty Farms Pepita van der Rollebeek.
Next to go for the United States, Olympic silver medalist Jessica Springsteen for Stonehill Farm with the Zangerscheid Gelding Cayman du Poteau, 58. So unfortunately, they won down there on the far side there, so 4 jumping faults. The time was 5:0.8 for a total of 4.
Hey, Canadian Amy Miller on course next with a ride for El Pathy Equestrian and Elon Furter with Gaiete de El. Daniel Blumen still leads with Molina. The time to beat is 52.20. That'll go into 4th place, clear in the second round, 56.15. The time for Amy Miller and Gaiete de El.
'24, first of 2 left. Here is Riley Heiler, 24th in the original order. Now Lennox DeVan Bishop for Kurt Heiler and Suzanne Hansen. Riley Heiler. So Riley opting to retire here in the jump off there with Lennox DeVan Bishop. We will see them again.
It'll take us to our final combination for the second round. This is Chloe Reed for Team Reed with crossover 4. Time to beat 52.20. That'll finish in 3rd, 54.16 on the double clear effort today for Chloe Reed And the team reads crossover 4. Israel's Daniel Blumen will take the top call with Melina. USA's Adrian Sternlich second with Fakital S. Chloe Reed third with crossover 4. Fourth place honors will go to Marilyn Little with Heidi von Imhoff. In fifth, Amy Miller, Gaete de L. Blasiers Ferrinho de Meck in sixth, Alejandro Leonardo Winkler in seventh, with Flagship de Hoos eighth for Michaela Langmeyer with Pepita Van der Rolle Beek, and Jessica Springsteen in ninth with Cayman de Potosi. 3 in joint 10th, Jordan Coyle, Raleigh Heiler, Alexandra Worthington. Rounding out our results. We'll get the top 3 prepared for the presentation, and we'll be back in just a moment to present to the best in our field of 50 for the WEF 11 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. WEF Challenge Series presented by Adequan, and for over 30 years, Adequan IM has been trusted by veterinarians, trainers, and horse owners. Ask your vet if Adequan is right for you. Visit Adequan.com to learn more. Adequan, start with it, stay with it. Valerie Arcuri, Key Accounts Manager, Southeast with Adequan, here to present to our top 3 riders in the field this afternoon. First, we bring forward Chloe Reed. Chloe finishing third this afternoon with crossover 4, owned by Team Reed LLC. Penalty free in both rounds, so with a 54-16 round 2 time to take third for the USA's Chloe Reed with crossover 4. Second place honors will go to the USA's Adrian Sternlich for the Starlight Farms 1 in Greenwich with Fakitol S, 53-13, her second round time. Second place honors in the red rosette to the USA's Adrian Sternlich. And your winner on a time of 52-20 for Israel, Daniel Blumen with Melina. Your winning combination for the Week 11 installment of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Congratulations again to our top 3. Third award to Chloe Reed with crossover 4. Adrian Sternlich takes second with Fakita Les. Daniel Blumen, your winner on the afternoon with his own Melina. Wraps us up for the day here in the International. We are slated for an 8 o'clock start tomorrow morning with the Meter 40 Junior Jumpers, sponsored by Carlswood.